What is up, everybody? This is the longly anticipated unveiling of the new ClassicGamer88 lair. Now that we're officially moved into our new house, I finally had some time to empty all these boxes and finally put together something that I hope that you guys would really enjoy. And now I'm really proud that I can show off at least a pretty good chunk of my collection. As you can see, I still have some stuff to go through, and a lot of this stuff still needs to find a home down here, but for now I'm just kind of piling it up along that wall. So before I give the grand tour, I'll give you guys a quick little pan around to show you what I got so far. Not terribly exciting right now, all of this over here, really, but this wall along here I'm really proud of. It took me a long time to put all this together and to organize it all, but it came along really well. But I need to find a better TV setup and all that, because as you can see, I have a cord coming down from the ceiling to give my TV some power, because the outlets down here are put in really random spots, so we really have to be creative with how we need to get some electricity to certain areas down here. But for now, I have my TV set up right there, and as you can see, I have my PS3, my N64, and my NES hooked up. Alrighty, so might as well go ahead and give the grand tour and show you guys what I have. When I first started the video, as you guys saw, this is just a bunch of randomness that I really don't have anywhere to display yet, so it's just going to kind of sit on this side of the wall for now. I have a bunch of random stuff, like in these bins I have some systems that I cannot display right now, and some controllers and all that. Like in there I got my Intellivision 2 in there, my Donkey Kong bongos are in there. I have some light guns and some other random consoles and controllers and stuff that are just going to sit in there for now. See, in here is oh, that's extra TI-99 software. That's what that is. Yeah, that's extra TI-99 software. So I haven't looked in these boxes in a couple of weeks, so I honestly can't remember what's in every single one of these, except for the ones that have writing on them, of course. I do know that my Atari 5200 rollerball controller's in there, so that I do remember. And I also know that I have some extra Wii and PS2 games in that box. A lot of these other ones, I couldn't tell you what's in them. But I do have some boxed consoles that I can't display right now, which kind of stinks. I need to get some more shelves. But I have my boxed Commodore 64, my boxed Odyssey 2, and my boxed TI-99 computer right there. In this box, I have all of my extra NES randomness. Like I have a bunch of dust sleeves in here, and underneath it's just a bunch of controllers and zappers and 4 scores and NES advantages and stuff. That box weighs like 1,000 pounds, I swear. I have too much extra controllers and stuff that I just threw in there. So that's all that. I mean, I'm not going to go through everything, obviously, because it would put you guys to sleep. But yeah, it's just the runoff of my collection as of right now. See, my Club Nintendo posters are right there. I'd like to put them along the wall to kind of, make it a little more atmospheric in here. Alright, now let's get to the good stuff. Over here in the corner, I have my retro computer set up. I really wanted to get a nice desk so that way I can display both my Commodore 64 and my TI-99. And I wanted to see if I could hook them up to the same monitor, and I found a way to do it. Now I can play both my C64 and my TI-99 at the same time. I also have my Commodore disk drive and dataset hooked up. Got some software right there. And underneath here, if I move this chair, I have my C64 software back here and my TI-99 software in that plastic bin as well. And I got some programming books and joysticks in that cardboard box right there. Everything is still a work in progress, but it's pretty good so far. I mean, I'm definitely not going to complain about this. I mean, really cool that now I have a dedicated spot to play my retro computer stuff. So that's really cool. Alright, so now let's go ahead and turn around and start over here in this corner. Right here, as you can see, I have my Atari 2600 Junior. For whatever reason, I have a copy of Kaboom in there. I think that was the last game I was playing. Yeah. my 2600 Junior hooked up to this TV right here. And here's my Atari 2600 collection. Takes up 2 of these shelves. I really wanted to do this because I really wanted a dedicated place to play all of my Atari 2600 games, because I'm sure, as you guys know, playing 2600 games on a TV like that is not very easy. I mean, the picture doesn't come out all that great, so you want an older TV to do it on. And I found something like this, and you know, it ended up working really well. The games on here look really great, and I have it all plugged in and ready to go. And this is basically just my Atari 2600 game station, if you will. So that's really sweet. I also have my 7800 right there, and my very small Atari 7800 collection along the side there. And on the very bottom shelf, I have my Magnavox Odyssey 2 collection and my Atari 5200 collection. So that's that right there. Now we go on to this area right here. Up here I have my vintage Sega collection, which consists of my Master System and my Genesis stuff. Up at the very top I have my relatively small Sega Master System collection, mixed in with all of my boxed Sega Genesis games, as well as my loose Sega Genesis games. They're along the side right there. And as you can see, front and center, I have my Sega Master System power base along with my Sega Master System controller. So that's that. Underneath it, I have my Sega Saturn collection, and there is my Sega Saturn console right there in front of it, along with the Model 2 controller right there. Underneath, I have my only 2 Pong systems. Here I have my Atari Super Pong, which I made a video about a long time ago. And here I have my Adversary Pong machine. Unfortunately, the controllers are hardwired into it, so, you know, these kind of have to dangle out front like this, kind of awkwardly, but still looks really cool. That is my Pong system shelf. And underneath that, I have all of my Game Boy models on display, along with just a few random original Game Boy games just kind of hanging out, like Tetris Attack, Wave Race, Donkey Kong Land 1 and 2, Tetris, tennis, you know, that kind of stuff. Just to kind of give it a little more something to display on that shelf. So that's that. Underneath right there, I have my original Intellivision along with my IntelliVoice synthesis module. And on display front and center, sealed in a plastic bag, I have my Diner cartridge. I really wanted to display this because I'm really proud of the fact that I own this. I didn't even know how rare it was when I first bought it, and I got it for a really good deal. So I didn't know until after I bought it, for how rare it was. So I wanted to display that now that I know that it's one of the most prized Intellivision games that you can own. So wanted to put that up there front and center. Underneath there, I have my ColecoVision collection along with my system, and there's all the games that I have for it. Pretty small collection, but ColecoVision ain't cheap, so that's why I only have a very few games for it. And under here, I just have a bunch of randomness. Like here is my Sega Game Gear briefcase. Behind that, I have the rest of my Intellivision collection, like my loose cartridges and my boxed collection. And here I have my boxed N64 and Super Nintendo games along the side there. So that shelf just has a bunch of randomness. And right here I have a whole bunch of stuff. Here I have my Atari 5200. This is the 2 controller port version. The one that most people are familiar with have 4 controllers up front, but this one has only 2. So that makes it pretty unique. And it's in very good condition, as you guys can see. It's really nice and shiny. And I have my one and only Atari 5200 controller stored in there. I'm not going to bother taking it out. But it does work, so I'm definitely babying that thing because I do not want that to break. Because I know that 5200 controllers are very finicky and it's hard to find a working one. So I'm certainly babying that one because I don't want to break it. Alright, underneath that I have my Jungle Green N64. There's my Super Nintendo with my Super Game Boy. And under that is my Sega Genesis Model 1. All these systems that you see here are just on display. They're not hooked up to anything. The only one that's actually hooked up to something is that 2600 Junior right there. Just so you guys know, I didn't want to cause any confusion or anything. Alright, and I forgot to mention these. I have these two posters on the wall in the middle here of these two shelves. Up top I have my Get in Touch with Sega software poster. This is from the Sega Master System. Thought that was really cool. And under that I have my Nintendo Now You're Playing with Power poster. This one is from 1990, I believe, and this one is from 1988, I think. Not too sure. And I'm sure you guys have seen this in other videos before, but this is my NES collection. It really hasn't changed as far as how I've set everything up. So if you guys have seen my NES collection before, you pretty much know what to expect. Not a whole lot has changed. I have my boxed NES collection behind it. I don't have a whole lot of boxed NES games, but the good ones that I have are behind that. I have my Model 1 NES with my Mario plush. There's my Rob the Robot with the Gyromite set, and it does work, by the way. And here's my NES top loader along with my Dogbone controller. My only vintage Nintendo Power issue. Just happens to be the Mario Bros. 3 version, which I really wanted to protect that. That's just too cool. I love the artwork on that. And my official Nintendo Player's Guide, which I got at CCAG last year, and that thing is totally awesome as well. And my loose NES collection, like I said, I'm sure you guys have seen this before in my other videos. The setup has not changed at all. It's still in alphabetical order. And underneath all of that, I have two of my more prized box consoles. I have my Magnavox Odyssey complete in the box, as well as my Sega Genesis Model 1 complete in the box. And on this tier right here, I have my loose Nintendo 64 collection and my really small library of Super Nintendo games. I really need to get some more, because I know the Super Nintendo is a really great system. I just don't have a whole lot of games for it right now. And there's my runoff of my boxed NES games that I didn't have room to put up here, so I just kind of stuck them right there just to, have a place to put them in. So that's that shelving unit there. And along the side here, I have a whole bunch of stuff. Up here I have my boxed GameCube. I have a complete and boxed Nintendo Power Glove and my complete and boxed Famicom. I'm really proud that I own this. This is really, really sweet. I love the Famicom. It's really cool. And I have my controller bins, and each one has their own different theme. Let's see, this one is all the Nintendo stuff. This is all my loose PlayStation games, and that's all my Intellivision manuals. I didn't have anywhere else to put those, so I just stuck them in there. See, this one is DS, GameCube, PSP, and my loose Game Boy games are in that baggie right there. See, this one has all my Sega stuff in it. This one has all my PlayStation stuff in it. And this one has all of my Atari stuff in it, including my panel controllers, driving controllers, joysticks, manuals, and, all that good stuff. And in this bin right here, it's just, nothing too important. Like, here's my NES checklist, which I don't know why that's in there. For some reason, I have an extension cable in there, and my 3DS boxes are in there as well. I don't know why. I don't know why they're in there. It's just a random bin. I don't even know why I bothered to show you guys that, but yeah, that's the collection as of right now. I'm really happy that I was able to display, I would say, about 75% of all the stuff that I own. The other 25% is all along this wall here. Until I get some more shelving units, it's all going to kind of sit right there for now, until I can find a home for everything. So yeah, that is the collection as of right now. I'm really, really proud of the way everything has turned out so far. I think this is going to be really sweet once it's, 100% done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it's been a long time, and I know this video has been longly anticipated for those of you who have followed my channel for a while. And stay tuned for the next video that I'm putting up, because it's going to be my CCAG 2014 tour and pickups. If you guys have seen my CCAG video from last year, hopefully 2014 will bring some more awesome pickups and some more really cool vendors and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to the convention this year. And like I always say, you know, if you guys live in the Southeast Michigan area or the Northeast Ohio area, definitely go to CCAG this year. You won't regret it. It's such an awesome convention. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, have a great day. See you next time.